Hello Scrappy family, Amanda here, and we're going to work on another double page layout today. I posted online earlier this week that I had gone to Target and done some retail therapy, and I bought these super cute pajamas for my son that say "Not Yeti" for bed, and it has a Yeti on it. And I bought them because I knew in my stash I had some paper with a Yeti on it. So I came home and I said, let me find this paper. So I found this paper collection. It is a Doodlebug Designs collection from 2019. And I've had this since 2019. So it's not like I've gone out and bought new paper or anything like that. But I knew I used most of this collection because these colors are my jam. Purple is my favorite color, and it's got the blues, and I love it. And I had this sheet of paper with the Yetis on it that I knew I hadn't used. And that is the inspiration for today's layout. That was the inspiration for the purchase of the pajamas. And I really wanted to scrapbook this. So I had the Doodlebug Essentials kit for Winter Wonderland, and then I had bought the additional ephemera packs and odds and ends, as well as the 6x6 paper pad. You know me, I love a 6x6 paper pad. So, and then these are all the scraps that I have from this collection. So as you can see, this is well loved, right? This has been used already through and through. Oh, and the collection kit came with some stickers. So I don't have much of it left to create this layout, but I have enough to be dangerous. So that's what we're going to use for today. And now on top of it, all of my photos that I took are portrait style. And I could not find a sketch on Pinterest that I wanted to use to accommodate these photos. So on a rare occasion, like today, we are going to go from our brain, right? And I'm going to just wing it for today's layout. I utilize Kiwi Lane Designs a lot when I do not know what I want to do from a layout perspective. When a sketch fails me, I always revert back to my Kiwi Lanes. So I'm going to do some kiwis on my layout. And I think it's going to be super cute. I love these pictures of him. Yes, I bought the pajamas that day. Yes, I put them on him that night and took the pictures immediately because who has time to waste? So let's get into it. Okay, so as always, I'm going to start out with 2 sheets of American Crafts white cardstock. And I'm just going to lay out my photos here. Try to arrange them on what I think is best. If I want to go all photos across the bottom, some up top, some on the bottom, then those other photos that I have, I'm going to cut them down to 3x4 for some accent pieces. And so here I'm just auditioning my Kiwi Lane design templates to see how I want it to go. Because the Yeti and the papers are in like a snowy theme, I want more of like mountainous background. So I decide to go with the more wavy templates versus the more rigid up and down template. So here I am. I'm going to start tracing my Kiwi design template. So first I just trace the straight edge and then I trace the wavy edge. It just allows for when I cut my paper for the scraps that I have left over to have a straight edge. So that's why I do it that way. Then I'm going to fussy cut along the pencil marks that I made for the wavy pattern. So I'm going to do that here with this pattern paper, and then I'm also going to do it with the solid blue cardstock that we're going to use as well for the secondary wavy template element on the layout. So here we're doing the same thing, going to cut the straight edge and then fussy cut with my scissors the curvy edge of the template. So after I cut the templates, I'm going to now replace my photos and cut down the extra photos that I have as a 3x4. I have these action shots of my son running up and down the hallway. He was running away from me because he was not interested in my photos. So I wanted to utilize those on the layout, and they really help tell the story. Then this photo of he and I'm going to cut down to a 4x4 and also use that as an additional accent piece. And so I'm just here laying out the photos. I'm going to bring forth the templates that we just cut out as well and lay those down to see how I like how everything looks before we start inking any edges and adhering anything down. So I'm just going to audition where I want the photos to go. I play around with my my papers, with the Yetis and the direction of the Yetis as well, before committing to anything. Okay, so you've seen me cut and play around. This is the general layout that we're going to do. I ended up having to cut my kiwi lanes twice because of my Yeti paper. Normally you just have to do it one time, but with the orientation of the print on the paper, if I did it the way I wanted to do, then the Yetis would have been upside down. So I had to double cut that, which is fine. You saw me utilize my pencil to trace out the template and then fussy cut it out. And then you just take your eraser and you erase some of the pencil line that you can still see. I'm going to ink up my edges anyway, so we'll also cover some of the imperfections of the cutting, as well as if I left any pencil mark behind. For the blue paper, you would have seen that I flipped it over and drew on the back side of it. That's also because this is like a textured cardstock, and so the front of it, I would have gotten some ridges and the back was smooth. So that's why I did that for ease, but also now I don't have to worry about pencil marks on the front of my paper. So if you're doing, if you're utilizing kiwi lanes and you have the option to do it on the back side, I would recommend that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to ink it up, get it laid down, and then we'll come back and start our embellishing. Okay, so now everything is actually down. I struggled a little bit with these action shots here at the top. I felt like they were just floating. They weren't anchored. I still don't love this one. I think I might put some of the wood grain behind it. But what I did to anchor it is I added this strip, a nice transition from the photos to the paper. And I added this wood grain behind this photo and this photo. So I really do think I'll add a piece, just a little piece here in the corner or here at the top, just to tie them all together as the additional photos. So now it is time to embellish. So I pulled out a few embellishments that were Yeti related from the odds and ends ephemera pack, as well as the chit chat. So some of them, like, look at this, adorable. See, like, he belongs right here. He belongs right here. Give him a seat, pop him up on some pop dots. That's where he belongs. I do need to keep a space for some journaling here, because I do want to journal how uninterested in my photos my son was, and that he was Yeti for bed and not for mom's shenanigans, which is okay. You know, he's entitled to his opinion, but mom got her pictures. You see that. So I pulled out a bunch of stuff. Doesn't mean I'm going to use it all. It just means that I want to try it out. I'm going to put this, it's snuggle time with me and him, because I do love snuggling with him. Maybe I'll put this Yeti over there. Right? Because he's walking along. So I pulled out some trees. I pulled out some phrases. So yeah. Oh, you guys can't even see that. Sorry for being out of frame. So I just threw everything in this little bowl. Here it goes. Yeti for some fun. I feel like that belongs right here. Right here. And I can cover up that outlet too, which drove me crazy as I was taking my pictures. But as I said, he was not trying to cooperate with me. So moving him was not also going to happen. So I'm just placing things down. It may change. It may not. I know there was another footprint in here. Big Yeti footprint. I like this also, but I feel like it kind of conflicts with the mountain movement that we already kind of have going in here. And then there's this Yeti. He's got skis. We're not on skis, but doesn't mean we can't use it. Here's the other footprint. I think I might do this little forest here. We may do that. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? I like it. And then I'll put some journaling here. I'll do like a banner and add some journaling here. I like it. I think this is going to be it. And like I said, I'll add some snowflakes around. And yeah, so let's get to getting these stuck down and calling it a layout. So now that we have everything laid out where we want it on the page, I'm just going to take off the elements and ink them up and put the adhesive on the backs and adhere them to the paper. So some of the items I'm going to ink, like the footprints, I inked those before I put them down, but I didn't do all of the Yetis. Some of the Yetis I popped up, some of them I laid flat to the paper. Like these trees here in the back, I laid those flat, but the tree in the front, I'm going to pop it up on some pop dots to give the page some dimension. As I mentioned earlier, I put that saying there to cover the outlet, as well as add some character to the layout. I banner that says it's snuggle time, and then the additional Yeti there also. Here I'm just cutting the pieces for my journaling block that I'm going to put there. I was initially going to do a banner, but I decided just a regular rectangle would work, and just writing again about how my son was not ready to take pictures with me, how he was fighting it so bad. He just wanted his bottle and to go to bed, but mom needed a photo shoot. So okay, I think that is going to complete our layout. I added some shimmer brush from Close to My Heart in clear to the snow spaces and to the Yeti. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it gives it a shimmer, right? I used to be obsessed with stickles until I learned about the shimmer brushes when I became a consultant with Close to My Heart. And they're just a little bit easier to use because they don't take as long to dry, and they're a little bit more subtle. I still love stickles and I use them quite often as well, but shimmer brush is what I reach to first now. So I put it on our Yetis and the snow on the trees. I added my journaling spot. I did cut this out. It says, "I love you big time." I wanted to use it as a tag somewhere, but I can't place it, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I was going to sprinkle around some snowflakes, but I decided against that as well since it was not snowing. But yeah, I love the way that it came out, especially because I didn't have a sketch and I just kind of went off my creative intuition. And I'm really proud that I can do that sometimes and not always have to have a sketch. So I hope that you get to do something creative today and make yourself proud. And thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you've watched it to this end of the video. Let me know what your favorite wintertime activity is. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.